Hello, it's Emma Holmes at Coaching Rockstars, and we're talking productivity and we're talking some productivity tips this week. So I want to just talk about batch working quickly, and batch working is where you do an awful lot of one task altogether. So what I do is, if I am in the mood to sit down and write, I will sit down and write a pocket full of Facebook posts. If I am in the mood to write, I will sit down and I can sit down and write 10, 12 blogs in one sitting if I'm in the mood to write. And I find that working within your productivity and batch working is a really great way of doing it, because if you're not in the mood to write, trying to write a blog or a Facebook post or an e-newsletter will be like, it'll be such hard work. It'll be forcing it. It'll take longer than it needs to be. And at best, it'll be average. So if I'm in the mood to write, I embrace that and I do different types of written work depending on what is on my to-do list for the week. I also collect quotes as I go along, but I also batch work with looking for quotes and things like that. So on a day-to-day basis, I keep my mind in gear that if I see some good quotes that I might want to use in my business, that I will jot them down and I will have them all ready for when it's time to create memes, which are images with quotes. But also, when it gets to that point in the month where those memes need to be created, I will sit down and I will batch look for quotes. I sit down and I look for imagery in batches, the types of imagery that I would want to use on Facebook posts or on blogs, and I'll download all of those. Because if I'm not in the mood to create, it's one of those jobs that's a really easy job to do. It's a job that you can do sat on the couch. It's a job that you can do, when you're not really firing on all cylinders. But then you've got those batch of images. And I often find that when you've got a batch of images, that actually sparks ideas, because those photos then spark ideas to go off and do other things. I will schedule, for example, Instagram in a batch. So once I've got all of my imagery that I am going to use for my memes, the memes are created in batch. Then I will schedule my Instagram in a batch so that that job is done. It means that you end up not having to firefight all the time, so that you don't feel like you're constantly going, there's nothing over there, there's nothing, I've got to do this and I've got to do, boom. So batch working is a really great solution to start to feel as if you are, one, more productive, and two, you start to get ahead of yourself a little bit. So that's a little top tip for today. Speak soon. Bye.